Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope you enjoy the content that you're about to see. LPB Super GT season, round 3 from Autopolis. This is race 2, the endurance race. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB Super GT Championship on GT Sport. This is round 3 of the championship at Autopolis Racing Course, and this is the endurance race. So race 2 here at Autopolis. The long one, 50 minutes worth of racing and 30 laps around Autopolis. So let's take you to the grid, which is based on the previous result. So it is Uncle on pole position then. He's on pole position and with second place weight on the car now as well. And then we've got Red Bull in second. He's weight free, so watch out for Red Bull in this one. Could be a threat. Intrepid is in third and with third place weight on in the championship, so he's third. Rodders is fourth with fifth place weight on in the championship as well after a decent finish last time. With Keith in fifth place, he's weight free in the Honda. Then we've got Firepower, a very good 6th place in the last race. And same for him on the grid there. TY is 7th. Now he's starting on the soft tyre. Everyone else is on the medium tyre. So we'll have to see if that's going to help TY as he goes through the field. Remember, he is actually he's sort of covering for Cyrex in this. So he's actually running under Cyrex's name in this one. We've got Bidster in 8th position, and he is on maximum ballast again, so after a good consistent finish in the last one, still heavy with weight. Brad is in 9th, weight free. Seat 1 10th, no weight on his car either. Neil Farmack in 11th, and again no weight on his car, with Techno in 12th. We've got Jamo in 13th, and he's the last of the weight runners on 4th place weight with 80 kilos on his car. Blake in 14th. Now we've got Will in 15th. Again, he's gone for TY strategy. He's gone for the softs first, and then mediums for Stevie in this one as well. So let's get on with the race then, here at Autopolis. So there's Uncle on pole position then, the heavy car of Uncle. 160 kilos on that car as we get ready to go. There goes Red Bull. He's weight free, so watch out for him in this one. So we've got Red Bull and Keith, who are the lighter ones, and Firepower as well at the front. So we'll see how that goes as we come out of turn 1. Revs will rise any minute now, and here we go, we're off. Uncle is off and away, and he's being chased down now by his teammate. So down towards turn 1, and look, Red Bull's already catching him. That's the weight difference here. Uncle goes immediately on the defence from his teammate. Oh, actually, no, he just lets him go. There's no point fighting him. So he lets Red Bull go very quickly there into turn 1. Everyone else, I think, more or less cleanly through turn 1. We've got TY up to 6th place. You've got a run on Firepower in 7th. So Firepower goes down to 7th place then. TY in 6th. There we go. Look back through the order with Bidster in 8th. He's putting pressure on Firepower here into the hairpin. Firepower defends the inside. Keith now defending as well from a very quick TY here as you come out of the hairpin and into the left that goes uphill in a very hard corner because it's long radius. Got adverse camber on it, so the camber goes the opposite way, and then it's a very, very narrow exit, and the grass is there looming, waiting to suck you in to the corners. Bradders not afraid to have a go. Goes up the inside of Bidster here, having a little go up the inside of Bids. But Bids holds on around the outside, and yeah, remember, it's not the easiest person to pass in LPB Racing. But speaking of passing, Seat 1 then gets a run on Bradders after he had to go at his teammate, and he's saying, get off him. Oh, Seat 1 being squeezed onto the grass there by Bradders a little bit there, just not giving up his position at all. So Bradders meaning business here, and the second Wacos Lexus of Neil Farmack is right behind as well. Techno goes wide. Blakeney and Jamo and the others just start losing touch a little bit there, as Will's gone back down to the back of the grid as well, unfortunately, so not good for him. Meanwhile, Keith and TY alongside each other. TY trying to go the long way past Keith, and he's now got the inside for the little king because he has to go over the grass. There's not much room there to go side by side, and Keith had sort of the racing line really, and TY was trying to present himself on the inside, but that did not work. But Keith now having to go at Intrepid down the inside, having a little look. Keith in the very big Honda getting the attack on Intrepid, but that means that he runs wide, and TY then eventually goes through and finds a way through. So TY looking very threatening in this one, but remember, he's on the soft tyres early, so this could be playing into his hands. It's not playing into Will's hands though, he's still at the back unfortunately, but TY trying to make this strategy work. To make this strategy work, he's going to get through all these cars as quick as he can. Remember that then also, guys, the pit window in this race is in between lap 10 and 20, so pretty easy to remember. The pit window is in the middle third of the race. So the first third of the race, they've got to try and save the tyre as much as you can. Second, third, you can pit, and the last third of the race is the closing bit. So you should have new tyres on your, or the rest of your old tyres, and you should be all right. There's Intrepid. Massive slide there as TY goes through, and Intrepid a massive slide at the corner, and that almost left him under attack from Keith. But now Keith's got to defend from Firepower, who's right behind as well. Firepower having a brilliant round here at Autopolis, showing his true skill here. Seat 1 tried to go around the outside of him, but no way through for the Calsonic car in 8th place, and the second Calsonic car playing sort of a backup role for him at the minute because he's heavy. He's Bidster, and Bradders in 10th right behind as well. So Bidster pressurised by Bradders and Neil and Techno here as well. Through the last corner we go, as further up we've got TY attacking the back of Rodders now. TY in the back of Rodders already, and he's in the draft of Uncle's car. Down the straight as we go on board with TY, you can see the draft of Uncle's car ahead. And now we go back, and now he's in 3rd place already. So the Nissan of TY, the Crash Sports car, up to 3rd place. Brilliant job by TY. Intrepid in 5th place. That was originally going to be, Techno's car was actually originally going to be TY's car, but unfortunately TY said he's probably not going to make most of the season, so might as well give me seat to someone else. But he's made this one as a one-off, which is good to see. But Bradders then has a little go at the, he's actually lost a place there to Techno, who's on the move here. So Techno's on the move. Bidster's down to 10th as well, as Neil Farmack's got through into 9th. So Neil Farmack is the Wackos Lexus on the move here. Looks like he's made up a couple of places in the space of half a lap. Again, any major overtakes or incidents we'll get at the half distance replays. So don't forget that, guys. We'll see them later on in case we miss anything. His uncle has been passed quite inevitably as well by TY, because Uncle is heavy in this race with 160 kilos on that Honda. It doesn't like the Honda's running that weight very well. As we go down the hill, TY already on the lead. He's already on the back of Red Bull. And remember, these guys are both light in this race. There's no weight to these guys at all. TY is right on the back of him now, and I would imagine he'll probably get past him on the straight. So we'll see that later on as Intrepid runs wide in 5th, and Keith has a sneaky look up the inside, but there's no way found. There's seat 1 in 7th. He's trying to get on with it as well. He's put the Firepower down to 8th place, and Neil Farmack next to attacking Firepower, who defends the inside into the last corner. So a good defence here by Firepower, but is it going to be nil and void if he can get around the outside like he is there? He's got the momentum around the outside. He's drafting seat 1 and the rest as well, and he should be able to pull himself away from Firepower down the straight. Techno's going past Bidster as well in the heavy car, but meanwhile further up the front it's Keith into 5th place, but Intrepid goes for the cutback on the inside. He's trying to get alongside him, but meanwhile Techno's past Bidster down to so Bidster goes down to 11th. Keeps ahead in 5th place. Intrepid trying to hold on, but now seat 1 looking around the outside, no way through. Further back we've got Blakeney in 13th now, with Bradders in 12th. So again, Bradders going slightly backwards in this one. Stevie, Blake and Will all actually starting to catch up as Jamo has gone down to the back of the grid. So Jamo's had some kind of major off somewhere. He's not had good lap times the last 2 laps either, so Jamo probably the 4th place weight on there. Struggling as Bradders goes off. Bradders has been off, and he goes right down to the back of the grid. Oh, unlucky for Bradders there. But Bradders goes down to the back of the field, ran wide or possible contact. We'll get that in the replay later on for you guys. Down to the bottom of the hill then, we've got Uncle and Rodders together. TY's past Red Bull inevitably for the lead of the race, because the speed he was going on them soft tyres, he needs to make it work, and a 1:38.4 is proof of that pace. Whereas Red Bull is in the 140, so a 1.5 second advantage per lap over Red Bull at the minute, so TY's got to try and pull that gap out. Uncle has got Rodders all over the back of him as well, and that Honda not suited with the weight on. Keith in 5th. He's light, seat 1 up to 6th place. Intrepid down to 7th. Remember, Intrepid's running weight in this one as well. Neil Farmack's weight free, and he's on the attack of Intrepid now. The cars with weights really struggling here and starting to go backwards. And again, I know this is quite an overpowering weight system, but it is being altered for next season, and we are altering to a well, basically halving the amount. It will be 100 kilos as the maximum weight, not 200. So it will actually make things a lot more competitive for those that are running weight. So it'll still punish him a bit. It'll still make it harder for him, but it'll not be literally like it's not going to be a complete domino effect, where 1 week, or rubber band effect, where 1 week they're at the back and 1 week they're at the front, or whichever way, you know, or between races, 1 race at the front, 1 race at the back, whichever way it works. But hopefully we can get that addressed. There's Firepower is on the back of Intrepid now, and he's got Bidster and Techno for company. Bidster's got Pat around the outside of Techno here. He's looking to get up a few more places than he is. Even with the weight on the car, it doesn't seem to be affecting Bidster as much as we've got a car off ahead. Oh, Keith spun it round on the inside. Oh, he must have clipped the curb on the outside, and now he can't get the car turned round properly either. So it could do with pausing the game, and it'll actually turn the car round for him if he's struggling. But Keith, and then right down to the back of the pack, and that is his race over. Because that is one hell of a big gap to get back up. He's back on the track, he's moving, but that's not done his race any favours. Meanwhile, back to this midfield pack then, we've got Intrepid, Firepower, Bidster, Techno, Blake, Stevie and Will, all in the same bunch here, and Jamo's closed up on this as well. As Will goes wide though, Will goes wide and the grass sucks him in, and he's off the track, and his teammate goes through and he spins in front of Bradders. Oh, and Bradders just avoids him. Good avoidance there by Bradders, but Will then, with the soft tyres, looking like he's just struggling in this one, and he's not really getting up to speed with this Super GT car. I don't think it's his kind of... He'll have to get used to it somehow, because we've got the rest of the season to do in it. So TY then in first place, Red Bull in second, we've got Rodders in third, with Uncle down a fourth now with the weight on the car, but Uncle's still going very well actually with the weight on. It is hindering him quite bad, but he's still trying to keep with the cars in front. But again, the medium tyres will be wearing quite bad. Seek 1 fifth, Neil Farmack 6th, Intrepid 7th, and everyone else trying to be 7th behind him, as Bidster's now has sort of fallen off the back of Firepower a bit, and he's now in the hands of Techno, Blake and Stevie. 3 names that you don't want behind you, but and I mean that in the nicest way, because they just race so hard that they will get past you one way or another. So Uncle up to the top of the hill then with Rodders, back to the battle for 3rd place. Uncle staying with Rodders here. Rodders not pulling away as quick as I thought. Rodders on 5th place weight, which is 40 kilos. Uncle on 160 kilos, so 120 kilo difference between the cars, and Uncle's actually staying with him quite well here, so I'll have to see how that develops as the race goes on. Remember, we're only on lap 6 out of 30 here at Autopolis, and it's going to be a brilliant race, especially if it stays like this with the battling in the midfield. It's going to be entertaining, as Bidster then with Techno looking for a way through, but through this last section of track it is very hard to do that. But Firepower runs wide, and Bidster has a little tiny poke, but no way through. Again, if a car has a little poke at a little gap, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily going for it. Sometimes it means that they're actually just trying to put a bit of pressure on and try and put that car into a mistake. Make them look in the mirrors and make them think, whoa, okay, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden the door opens and you can get in there. But it's all a racing mentality. Back to the battle for 3rd. It is Uncle's falling back a little bit now, so he's falling back a little bit. As Intrepid now defending from Firepower, who's going around the outside, trying to go around the outside, can't quite do it, as Blake then is under attack. Well, Techno and Blake are attacking each other here, but Blake's on the inside for the next right-hander. Firepower defending from Bidster, but Bidster goes round the outside of him. No, you don't. Round the outside goes Bidster, and through he goes on Firepower. Good move there from Bids with the extra weight on, as Stevie with the elbows out passes Techno. Pardon me, coming through. In fact, excuse me, I'm coming through, and that's it. There's no pardon in that move. Just a little nudge, and past he goes. Stevie then running wide in the Raybrick Honda there on the exit of the corner. But Intrepid has got a nice little queue forming behind him now. The guy with in 3rd place with 120 kilos on. Bidster behind him with maximum weight on, actually putting him under pressure here. And Bidster getting the run down the hill, but he's not going to have the acceleration down the hill because of the weight. Whereas Intrepid, he'll get, there he goes, he pulls ahead a little bit, but Bidster's not afraid, and goes round the outside. He's not afraid to go toe-to-toe with him, trying to go around the outside of him, but no way through. Valiant effort there from Bidster, but a bit ambitious if you ask me. But into the last section of the track and the little complexes. Oh, Bidster goes up the inside, a little bit of contact there with Intrepid. Just getting a little bit impatient now, I think, Bidster, as we should expect more patience from the reigning champion, but you're just trying to get that little bit of desperation in there and trying to just kind of get past him. Simple as that. But just needs to be play the percentages a bit more patience, and that'll probably do him the world of good if you can do it. But Intrepid doing a solid stand-up job of defending, and Firepower now has got Blake on him as well. But look at all those other cars in a line on the right-hand side, all drafting each other down towards turn 1. Into turn 1 we go, and Bidster on the mount in the grass there, not able to pass Intrepid. Stevie running wide on the grass on the outside, trying to get past around the outside of Blake, and can't manage it. And Techno is left with the door open on the inside to go through on the inside of Stevie, and he takes it, but Stevie's now got the inside for the left-hander, and he'll hold on to the position, and he can easily defend into the right-hander. Into the hairpin, the slowest corner on the track, 50 miles an hour, or just under 50 miles an hour, about 47 miles an hour, and out of the hairpin, accelerating all the way up to 115 miles an hour, and then taking this left-hander at over 90 to 100 miles an hour. Incredible speed from these Super GT cars. They are the same spec as DTM cars, modern DTM cars, and they are very, very quick. And only 4-cylinder engines in them, but they produce 600 horsepower with all the turbo power, and yep, the Stevie well and truly shows us there. That's what happens when you put 600 horsepower down too quickly, and Stevie ends up going round and losing places down to 14th. Luckily, he didn't actually fully spin, but it looks like the tyres on that Raybrick Honda are on the way out, so just pushing too hard there. Meanwhile, Bids is on the inside of Intrepid, looking on the inside up the hill again, but no way through. Bids is trying to pass in the most unpassable places, but, well, if anyone can sort of pass like that, it's either Bidster or Stevie or TY. They're the three people that can do those kind of moves and more or less pull them off. But Bidster trying to do what he can, but Intrepid holding on for now. Further back we've got Blakeney under attack from Techno. The Denzel Cabelco Lexus looking very menacing here, but Blakeney pulls away down the straight in the draft with firepower down towards turn 1. Intrepid runs wide, and Bidster sees his opportunity to go through, but Techno, even though he ran wide, he can still get the momentum to hold it around the outside, and he holds on to the position, and firepower is holding on to 9th place and defending very well here. It's like suddenly overnight he's learnt a new skill set. It's incredible. He's because he used it before, he'd leave the door wide open, he'd leave opportunity for people to come through, but not now. He's really fighting this and doing it really well as well. Really good stuff here from firepower. Let's have a check on the rest of the field then. So we've got Red Bull in 2nd, Rodders in 3rd. Seat 1 is now up to 4th place. He has passed Uncle, and Seat 1 on the move then in the Calsonic car. Looking menacing here, and he's actually catching Rodders as well. Neil Farmack in 6th place. He can see those 3 cars in front of him as well. So Neil Farmack looking like he's going to be making a move as well. And then we go back to the 7th place battle with Intrepid, Bidster, Firepower and Blakeney. Down the bottom of the hill, Bidster pressurising Intrepid there. Firepower defending from Blake, who's putting him under relentless pressure, but also under relentless pressure is Blake as well, because he's got Techno right up his backside as well, sniffing that gearbox oil on the back of the Nissan as they go up the hill, out of the little complex section, under the bridge, through the left-hander, power up to the long right-hander, long last corner with a little kink at the exit. Around the corner we go. Blakeney losing a lot of curb there, and that will scrub his tyres a bit more. He's going to be careful doing that, otherwise he'll make his tyre wear worse than he needs to. As across the line we go. So pit lane window is now open, lap 10 of the race, so you can pit any time from now until the end of lap 20. So seat 1 is ahead of Rodders as well. Seat 1 up to 3rd now. His next target is Red Bull. And then we've got Neil Farmack closing up on them as well. And then here come the rest, Intrepid, Bidster and everyone else. Oh, Firepower's made a mistake. He's gone down to 11th place. He's made a mistake and everyone else moves up a position. So he's in 11th now, and he's got Jamo for company in 12th with, remember, Jamo's got 80 kilos on his car, on the Zent Lexus. As he goes wide there, Stevie is back on these lot as well after the little half spin. There's Bradders. Keith is now ahead of Will. And Will, oh, look at the soft tyres on Will's car, just not lasting at all. It probably would have been better starting off on the mediums, but the thing is though, if Will goes on to the mediums probably in the next couple of laps, he could actually probably get to the end quite safely, because all these lot have done 10 laps on the tyres, and there's not really much wear to them at all, so that could be a good sign of things to come for Will. He might be better off in the second half of the race. As we've got a spinner at the bottom of the hill, it's Uncle. Uncle spun round, either that or he's had contact with someone, I'm not quite sure, but Uncle goes round. TY's in the pits to get rid of the soft tyres already. So Uncle spins out then in the Honda, and it looks like he's just lost a bit of momentum there, and TY has gone in and out of the pits and resumes the lead. That's how much of a gap he had, and that's why he used the soft tyres at first. He looks like the strategy could pay off here, but we'll have to see how he goes into the race. But TY now should have no problems hopefully getting to the end on them tyres. We'll have to see how we go. Red Bull in 2nd place there, And also, T1's not put much in the way of fueling, because, well, I suppose he doesn't need to, really. He can fuel save a bit if he wants to. He's got the lead to it. He's got the lead to do it. So Red Bull in second, Seat 1 third. Rodders in 4th place. We've got Neil Farmack in 5th with Uncle in 6th after the spin. And then here's everyone else into turn 1. Intrepid, Blakeney, Bidster and Techno. 4 wide and 4 exit. Absolutely incredible as we go down to the next right-hander. Intrepid on the inside of Blake, looking to try and get through, but Blake drives around the outside of him. Intrepid chickens out on the brakes, and Bidster is under pressure from Techno, Firepower and Jamo, all together in a nice little group here. Bidster lunging down the inside of Intrepid, down the inside of the hairpin. Good move there from Bidster, but can he pull it off? Can he get the traction out the corner? No is the answer, because Intrepid's on the inside still for the left-hander, and Bidster has to give it up again. And now we've got Techno looking down the inside as well, trying to help out his teammate ahead in the second Denso Cabelco Lexus, as they battle with the Calsonic Nissan of Bidster, who's still on the outside here, and he's going to try and go around the outside of him, but no, can't work. And Techno gets down the inside and tries to get a run down the hill, but Bidster will hold him off. Good racing, this incredible racing here at Autopolis. And we didn't expect this from the endurance race. It's been like the midfield pack has been like a sprint race from the start. And we're only on lap 11 out of 30 as well, and we've still got another just under 2/3 of the race distance to go. So incredible stuff. There's Techno, goes out wide, and Bidster holds on to his place. So Techno then just trying to do what Bidster did earlier on his teammate, and try and sneak it down the inside, but it's not working. Bidster's tyres and Intrepid's tyres will be about finished almost. As Bidster has a look down the inside of Intrepid, there's a little bit of contact there. Just again getting a little bit impatient as we go out the corner. Blake's only just ahead as well, so he's not too far ahead. Blake's been saving some fuel as well, because look at the fuel for Blake's car. And now 3 wide. Bidster on the outside, Intrepid in the middle, and Techno going down in the inside of both of them. And he does so. Contact with his teammate though, and now Bidster gets in a massive slide there and holds it, but that's lost his momentum, and he's down all the way to 13th as the 2 Denso cars go into battle. As Firepower has a little look down the inside as well, but again you can't pass into there, and that could leave him vulnerable to Jamo if he doesn't watch the gap, but he luckily watches the gap. But Bidster with a little slide there, and just shows you one little slide and down to 13th, but he's looking like he's taking 12th back because he's down the inside of Stevie. He's trying to get the run out the corner, but Stevie will have the inside in the Raybrigg Honda into this left-hander, and the mid-engine car will be much faster around these corners anyway, and he does so. And up the hill, Bidster will try and fight back, but Stevie has a ruthless defence, a bit like Bidster. These two sworn rivals on Project Cars 2. Now that we're on GT Sport, the rivalry is still burning hard, still burning with absolute fire. Bidster, it just can't keep up with Stevie now. Just look at the tyre wear there, guys. So just studying the tyre wear, and yeah, there's definitely, the tyre's not too bad on Bidster's car. It could be a lot worse. At least he's sticking with the pack, but Bradders will be on him sooner rather than later, I would imagine, with the tyres going off. Car off, Techno has gone off, he's gone wide, and now he's gone right back down the order. Everyone else moves up one, even Bidster gets around him as well. So Techno now, it's his turn to have a slide out and go to the back of the pack. It's like shuffling a pack of playing cards, this. It's absolutely incredible. Over the start-finish line, no one again pitting just yet. As we go over the line, I think all the medium tyre runners will try and take these tyres as long as they can, and then go on the softs at the end, because they've seen how quick TY and Will pitted for the soft tyres. As Intrepid on the inside of Firepower into turn 1. Firepower goes very wide there, and that's going to leave the door open for Stevie with the momentum, with the Raybrigg Honda down the inside. He's in the draft of Intrepid as well, and goes through. Firepower looking to counteract on the inside, no way through. As we go back to the other, so let's have a look as Will pitted. No, he's still going around on the soft tyres. Will needs to pit for rubber, and he needs to do it now. He needs to pit for new tyres. If he keeps going any longer, he will definitely be last, and they'll have no chance of catching up. He needs to pit now. Bidster down the inside of Techno, trying to take 13th, trying to take 12th place off Techno, sorry. Up the hill we go, side by side, the Calsonic car on the inside, but losing ground up the hill with the weight on, and it doesn't help. And Techno then resumes his 12th place for now. Bidster keeps behind. Down the hill we go with everyone, so let's have a little look further up. We've got Uncle and Blake near together as well. Blake on the medium tyres, looking a lot fresher now, and Uncle on his medium tyres, but again, he'll need to go as long into the race as possible, and he's doing his best to hold up Blake, but by doing this, he's just slowing himself and the other car up. So is it worth letting Blake go and just try and get as far up the field as he can? We'll have to see. here's the other mob that are closing Uncle down as well. Uncle, if he's not careful, he'll end up back in this mob if he defends too hard, and he's just slowing himself and Blake up here. Intrepid to the... Oh, Stevie's gone wide onto the grass, and it sucks him into the gravel trap. And Stevie goes wide, leaves room for everyone else to go through, rejoins in a little gap there. Bidster gives him space to come back on, and there's a massive slide from Stevie's car, but now he has to tuck in behind Bidster. And Keith now is coming back in this as well. Keith's back, the return of Keith. I can hear the Imperial March in my head, but Keith then back into 14th place ahead of Bradders, and now he's going to try and help out his teammate, try and sort Bidster out. Let's have a look at Stevie's tyres. Yeah, they're a lot worse than Keith's. Keith's actually been managing his tyres quite well, even though he's been at the back. So he's put some good laps in, he's caught up to the rest, and that could see an advantage towards the end of the race, because he's got better tyres than most of the cars in front of him, so that could really help him out. Bidster still defending from Stevie into the hairpin. No way through for Stevie as we go out of the hairpin. Meanwhile, only just a little bit up the road, Blake has finally got past Uncle, and now he'll pull away from the Honda. As I don't think he realises he's got his hazards on, but he's got his hazards on. But by no means is he slowing down as we go down the hill with the midfield pack. So Intrepid still holding on to 8th place here. Absolutely incredible defence here by Intrepid and keeping all these cars behind him. But Firepower then defending from Techno, who goes around the outside of him, trying to get the inside into the next bit of corners, but nope. Firepower again knows the track, he knows where to defend and where to not. Looks like he's learnt this skill set absolutely brilliantly in the last week or so, and really good showing from Firepower here. Jamo just behind me, got 11th, Bidster 12th, Stevie 13th. I wonder who's going to be first to pit out of these locks. Remember, we've only got 5 laps of the pit window remaining here. So there goes Neil through turn 1. Anyone else for the pits this time? I don't think so. They all come out the last corner and no one's pitting yet. They're over the line. Bidster holding off Stevie here. Looks like he's quite happy to sit where he is as Stevie goes past Bidster on the outside, and Bidster just tucks in, no point retaliating. As Stevie goes wide though, and he can retaliate now because Stevie's gone wide. Gets to run on the inside, but again the weight of the car on acceleration does not help, and Stevie then goes through into 12th place. Keith having a look down the inside of Bidster now, but that's not going to work in today. But Bidster drives around the outside of Stevie. Oh, and Stevie's that shocked he puts the power on too early and buries it in the grass. As Stevie slides his way out the double left-hander. So Stevie did not see that coming, and Bidster surprised him that much that he ended up spinning off the track. So Bidster's definitely got the confidence in the car to go around the outside, so it doesn't look like the weight's having too much of an effect on Bidster's racecraft. It's just the general pace with the weight on that's not helping. Further up, we've got Firepower again defending from Techno up the hill, not leaving a single door open on that Nissan, but he slides away out the corner, and Techno might have his chance here because he had a little squirm out the corner, Firepower, but he's got to try and defend hard into this next corner if he wants to try and keep the place. Techno goes around the outside, but again hits the marbles, and then Jamo goes through on the inside trying to take advantage. Techno around the outside, can't hold on to the place, and Jamo takes 10th. Jamo's turn now to attack Firepower, but look who's ahead of him. Uncle with his sliding tyres and lots of weight on his car. This is where Uncle is going to go backwards fast. Just under half a tank of fuel left in his car. The rear tyres on that Honda absolutely finished, but he needs to keep going because the soft tyres are not going to last 15 laps compared to the mediums, especially with the weight on, so he needs to go right to the end of the pit window if he can avoid it. But he's just ignored my advice completely and gone into the pits now. I said, sod it, I'll go in now, get some fresh rubber and see what I can do. So at least the car will be lighter for Uncle with the fuel being less now. There's Firepower again defending the inside from Techno. Techno will be spitting feathers here. Techno and Jamo cannot find a way past the Craft Sports Nissan or Firepower, who definitely deserves Driver of the Weekend award in my eyes. We don't have anything cheesy like that really in LPB Racing, but if there was an award for Driver of the Day, it would be Firepower. Absolutely incredible job by Firepower so far, holding on to his 8th place with all he can. With all his might. Further up the field though, we have... I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to... the camera's going funny, bear with me. I'm just trying to get to this other battle on track. There we go. Neil Farmack has caught up to seat 1 as well, so Neil Farmack's caught up to seat 1. These two not running any weight. no extra weight on these cars, but looks like Neil's just got a bit more pace than Seat 1 at this part of the race, and plus Seat 1's last lap was a 1:45.9, so a mistake from Seat 1 from somewhere, and Neil Farmack in the 43, so Neil Farmack closing on a possible podium place here. We'll have to see as the race develops if that's going to stay. So TY is still the only car, TY and Uncle the first cars to pit, everyone else just running through the order here. I don't think anyone else has pitted. Oh, finally Techno gets past Firepower. Just as we weren't looking, Firepower, his defence, finally they find a little hole in the defence and they get through, but it's only one car though. Jamo's still not got through yet, so it's only one car, but we'll see what Firepower can do. As we've got cars in the pit lane now, Rodders is in the pits to the medium tyres now. He'll know that they'll last. So, sorry, to the soft tyre, it should be soft tyre, sorry, so they should last this distance from now on. We've got another car in the pits as well. We've got Intrepid into the pits as well, so he's left that battle. He's going to try and do the undercut and get out on a fresh set of rubber as well. A bit more fuel in the car, just out towards the line, just to make sure, just to be safe. And across we go. There goes Bidster, and Uncle's coming down as well as Intrepid comes out the pits. Uncle goes through on his fresh tyres, but look how far down it's put him. It's put him down with Intrepid in his battle, because when all the others pit, the others will rejoin roughly where they are, so we'll see what happens later on. As Stevie's off again on the double left-hander. It does not like the entry to that corner, or he's on the exit of the other one, but Stevie not liking this section of track, and it looks like the Honda could do with coming in for some more tyres, probably this lap. And speaking of coming to the pits, let's take a little pit stop ourselves and let's go and get the replays in of the first half of the race. Here's the replays of the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays in. So we're watching here round at the double left-hander into the hairpin. Watch Brothers' car ahead. So he brakes into the corner, looking everything's normal. And he gets on the power, it looks all normal, and then just gets on too much power, too much quickly, and the car slides to the right, hits the grass, and hits the grass again. And as he's trying to rejoin, rejoins just as Jamo's coming through. Here's a replay of Rodders trying to pass Uncle on lap 5 into turn 1, just overcooks it into turn 1, and I think that was the start of Rodders' tyre problems, because he was just trying too hard at first. And now here's a replay of what happened to Keith, which sort of ruined his race really. So going through the long left-hander, coming out, watch the car, hits the grass just at the edge of the curb and bang, hits the wall, round he goes, spin, 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 and then ends up facing the barrier, trying to get the car turned around and then hits the barrier again. And then he's got to try and reverse a bit further off into the grass this time, lets the car go back naturally, and then eventually gets the car going, but he's just lost loads of time there, and he's now at least 10 seconds behind 15. Okay, now here's a replay of how C1 got past Uncle. So you see Uncle's defending on the inside, but remember he's got worn tyres and he has got the weight on the car, which is a big hindrance as he defends the inside and goes a little bit wide. C1 just gets down the inside and then takes 4th place. Good move from C1. Here's a replay of how Uncle had his spin at the bottom of the hills. He just catches the curb, catches the grass at the other side of the curb a little bit with the rear wheel and goes hurtling into the barrier by himself. So unlucky there for Uncle, and that's how he lost a place to Neil Farmack. Here's a replay of some good racing action between Bidster, Intrepid and Techno on lap 12. So as Techno goes to the inside of both his teammate and Bidster, he's right on the right hand side of the screen. As we break into the corner, the Denso cars brake late. Bidster goes for the undercut, but then Techno's there. Then just as he accelerates his wheels on the grass, then loses places to Firepower, Jamo and Stevie. Here's how Neil Farmack got past Rodders for the 4th place, sorry. So into the complex section, see Neil Farmack is visibly faster. He's on the back of Rodders here, into the braking zone. Rodders goes very, very wide and sort of just almost like lets Neil through. So yeah, Rodders giving up 4th place there. Here's a replay on how Blakeney got past Uncle on lap 14, going down to turn 1. He's on the outside, Uncle's on the inside, they're defending. There's contact between the two. Uncle just getting a bit squirmy on the brakes, tapping the back of Blake, and Blake goes through. Okay, here's an onboard with Keith then on lap 15. Bidster gets a good run on Stevie, tries to get on the inside, but Stevie pulls away with the less weight on the car, defends the inside into the next corner. Then Bidster decides to drive around the outside of him, and Stevie gets on the power to try and fight with him, but unfortunately gets on the power too early. With the worn tyres, goes off onto the grass and starts mowing some weeds. And now back to the racing action. So as we come back from the replays, then we come back to Techno in 7th. This is the stage of the race where it's just sort of separating out a bit. Oh, Stevie's made another mistake there. He's gone down to 14th now. Must have made a mistake out of the long left-hander. So Stevie making a mistake there, and this is the bit of the race now where it starts to sort of calm a little bit while we do the pit stops. And Bidster then around the outside of Bradders on his new tyres. So we'll see how if everyone else responds. I think everyone else needs to respond this lap if they're going to stay within the battles, unless they want the soft tyres to last a lot longer to the end. But we'll have to see how it goes. But Bidster's been in as well for fresh tyres. So we'll go through in a bit how many people have pitted, but we might as well, actually we'll probably wait until the end of the pit window, because that probably makes more sense than anything else. As we've got, oh, Blake's crashed on the way into the pits. Blake's had a crash on the way into the pits because there's a nasty little chicane on the way into the pit lane here, and he just mistimed it and ended up crashing, so that's lost him even more time here. And the other cars are just coming out there onto the straight now. Bradders is coming into the pits now. Through the little chicane into the pits goes Bradders, and he's in. As the others go through, there's Blake rejoining, there's Intrepid going through. Intrepid goes through back into 11th place, so back ahead of Blake now. Bradders and Stevie now into the pits. I told you Stevie had to be in for this time for tyres, because they are going on him. And now out on a fresh set of soft tyres goes Stevie, with Bradders just taking on a bit more fuel than him. Played it a bit too safe in my opinion, but he could have put a bit less fuel in, but never mind, that should get him to the end. Meanwhile, T-Y's leading this race, absolutely astronomical. Brilliant lead in this race so far. On lap 19, absolutely brilliant. Medium tyres holding up very well, and they should be fine to get to the end. We're doing 1 minute 40s, 1 minute 39s as well, previously as well, a few laps ago. So well done to T-Y so far, and his gap over Red Bull. Look, T-Y's he's already almost halfway around the track, and Red Bull's crossing the line. So he's almost got, I would say, at least a good third, maybe even half a lap on the car behind. So Red Bull's still going round, he's leaving it right till the end of the pit window to pit, and why not? There's no one else around him. Neil Farmack, he's again going round, he's leaving it till late as well. Seat 1, is he going to pit this time or leave it late? Seat 1's in the Calsonic Nissan, see through the little chicane there into the pits. Good little chicane there from Seat 1. And that's going to put Rodders into 4th place for now. But Rodders has pitted already, sorry. So that puts Rodders into 4th place now. Seat 1 out the pits. He comes out in 5th place. So they're all in. And now we've got Techno coming into the pits, and Jamo's going long. Jamo's going long again. He wants as fresh as soft tyres as he can get at the end of the race. So Techno's in. Firepower goes through there with Keith, Bidster, and the rest behind him. But remember, Keith and Firepower have not pitted yet. So Firepower and Keith might be leaving it too long here, but again, they could be good at the end of the race, so you never know. But Bidster on the fresh tyres now is putting the pressure on these two. Further back, we've got Techno out the pits in 12th, Uncall in 13th. It's ruined his race with the medium tyres going off, and I don't think them softs will last too long to the end of the race as well, because the rear tyres are already showing probably a 10th wear after a couple of laps. Meanwhile, Bids has got round Keith, and also we've got Intrepid going round the outside of Keith as well with fresh tyres. Blake will be doing the same in a moment as well. Keith's getting eaten alive here, and so is Firepower. He needs to pit. In fact, it's too late for him to pit, I think. Well, he needs to pit, but it's just too late for him to be back in this battle. I think he'll be further down now. He's left it too late on the tyres, and Intrepid goes down the inside with relative ease and takes the place like child's play off of Firepower with those degrading tyres. Blake down the hill. Blake's trying to get round Keith here on his fresh rubber. Down the bottom of the hill, just playing it patient, just waiting to get through. But all this time he's losing gap to the cars ahead. He could be battling the cars ahead, but he's stuck behind Keith and Firepower now. They've all got past him, and Blake has got it. There's not really any way through past on this part of the track, so he's got to wait behind him. And look how slow they are up the hill with the tyre wear going. It's not good for him, not good at all. Meanwhile, Red Bull and Neil have gone round again, so they are pitting on the. They've got to pit this lap. If they don't pit this lap, they'll find themselves with a DQ from the race, because it is a mandatory pit stop. You've got to pit in the race, otherwise you're DQ'd. Speaking of pit stops, Jamo's in on the 19th lap, so with 2 laps of the pit window left, he pits. And so's Firepower and Keith, but I wonder if they've left it too late, or are they playing it sensible, because their tyres will be in much better nick at the end of the race, and they don't have to put as much fuel in. But knowing Firepower, will put a bit of fuel in anyway. Actually, Firepower's learned his lesson. He's only put up to half a tanking, and Bradders has put Bradders has got more in than that, and Bradders goes down the inside of him. So Firepower's gone to the back of the order now, but again, he will have fresher rubber at the end, so that could work for him. Will struggling with the medium tyres on. Keith out the pits on the medium tyres in his Honda. So we have to wait to the end of this. Once we get to the end of this lap, all the pit stops will be done, and we will know exactly where people are going to lie after the pit stops. But one important to keep in mind, guys, with the pit stops is the fact that if a car goes into the pits and gets fresh rubber, then the other car that it was battling will go round another lap, but then they'll be going round a much slower lap. Probably with the tyre wear with the tyre wear on this game, they'll probably lose maybe a second and a half on their actual in lap because of doing an extra lap on worse tyres. So that can really affect your race. So Red Bull here, he might even go behind Rodders here. So unless he's put a bit of fuel in as well, and out the pits we go. Where's Rodders? There's Rodders. He's gone into second place. Rodders takes second off Red Bull because Red Bull went too long on his tyres before pitting. So seat 1 into 4. Neil Farmack still in the pits as the rest come round, but Neil Farmack will be 5th then. 5th place for Neil Farmack, and he's now on to the soft tyres. So I think everyone else has pitted in this race now. Just going to go down through the order and check, guys. I think that's it. So let's run down the order then. But look at TY, he's on lap 21, coming towards the end of lap 21, and he's about to start lapping people. Incredible, 2/3 of the way into the race, and he's already on about lapping people. He's in the 39s to the 40s as well. Incredible lap times from TY and showing true class. He's not making this season fully, but he's Keith's in again. Why is Keith in the pits? I think he's put medium tyre on twice. He's got to put the soft tyre on. He put the wrong tyre on, I think. So is he? Let's have a look. What's he done? Here we are. He put the mediums on twice, so he should have put soft tyres on. You do get one lap to come round if you've accidentally pressed the wrong one to change back, but that has ruined Keith's race completely now. So I would be surprised if Keith can make up any gap on the cars in front. So TY then, incredible lead. He's already lapped Keith now, and he's about to start lapping some others in the lead of the race. Rodders is second in the Motor Law Tech Nissan. We've got the Automax Honda of Red Bull ahead of seat 1. It looks like that's going to be a nice little battle towards the end as I think Red Bull's actually passed seat 1 here, so on the fresh tyres. So out the pits, and he's passed him. So Red Bull 3rd, seat 1 4th in the Calsonic Nissan, the Wacos Lexus of Neil Farmack in 5th, with the other Calsonic Nissan of Bidster in 6th place, with a bit of a train behind him now, because remember Bidster has got maximum weight on the car, 200 kilos on that car. Intrepid has got 120 kilos on his car. Blake and Techno are weight free, so watch out for them as we go further into the race, because they'll be mounting an attack on Bidster. Speaking of attack, looks like Intrepid could be going for an attack now. Down to the first corner, Blake goes to the inside as well, trying to go past Bidster as well, or trying to get past both of them, but Intrepid goes through for definite, and Blake follows him through as well, and Bidster loses 2 places in one corner with the extra weight on, not good, and Techno now has got to find his way through, so it's Intrepid 6th, Blake 7th, Bidster 8th, Techno in 9th, sorry guys, just a bit rare, Jamo in 10th place in the Zent Lexus, with Uncle in the Automax Honda in 11th. He's got 2nd place weight on, so the weight affecting him quite bad here. Stevie just trying to get past him now in the Raybrick Honda just behind him. Stevie looking for a way through past Uncle, but Uncle is no mean feat here. He's proven himself in these first few races with LPB Racing that he does mean business. He's got quite the defence to him as well. Bradders in 13th place in the second Wacos Lexus, with 14th for Firepower. He had a very good first 2/3 of the race, very, very promising, but unfortunately he left it. He was out on his tyres too long and left it too long to actually pit, and lost more time waiting to come in than he's making up on the new tyres. Will is in 15th, not having a good race for Will in the number 79 car. And then we've got, but also behind him he's got TY closing in on him as well, as Keith then in 16th. So here's the battle for second place, as now the Red Bulls caught Rodders. So Rodders then on with the weight on the 40 kilos, it's not helping him, but also he's wearing out them soft tyres very quickly indeed, and he's already lost 2 places, 2nd and 4th in the matter of 1 corner. So Rodders then goes down from 2nd to 4th. Red Bull takes his 2nd place back, and seat 1 is not leaving him alone in this one. But Rodders then down to 4th, and we'll have to see if Neil Farmack can start catching up as well, because Rodders is in the 140s and Neil Farmack is in the 138s. So big performance difference there, and we'll see if that makes a difference as the race goes on. As Intrepid now on the inside of Blake into turn 2. So defending the inside from Blake, not leaving a single way through. Bidster's still got Techno behind him, so Techno's not got past Bidster yet. So Bids is still holding on for some good points here. As, oh, massive slide for Intrepid out the hairpin, and Blake goes straight to the inside, seizes the opportunity, but look, gets on the grass, can't quite get the car on the inside enough, and Intrepid holds on round the outside. Blaney's going to try and get the run up the hill now with the weight-free car, but Bids is now on the outside, so he can't tuck back in. He's got to go to the move now as Bids goes round the outside of Blake and trying to get round the outside of him on the way out the corner, side by side down the hill now. Bids is setting him up round the outside of the hairpin now, gets the inside for the corner at the bottom of the hill. Has he gone through the side by side through the bottom? Still side by side. Blake's on the outside line, Bids on the inside. Still side by side up the hill. Incredible. Blaney through the complex holds on to 7th place. But what incredible race he does. Oh, Techno taps the back of Bids' car, gets too close and takes himself off, and then loses time there. And Jamo's not too far behind as well, and I must commend Jamo again. 80 kilos on the car, 4th place weight, and the tyres are still looking as fresh as a daisy. He's already been on the softs about 4 laps. Incredible. So remember, guys, the pit window closed at the end of lap 20. We all made his pit stops anyway, so everyone was monitored with that, and we all did it correctly. Blake now attacking Intrepid. Intrepid on the defence into the first corner. Intrepid defending the inside from Blake. Bids slides out. No way that Bids can counter attack now because with the slide. Further back, Uncle under attack from Stevie. Stevie getting past him, then down the straight. Down the straight we go on the inside of Uncle, and Bradders and Firepower are coming to join the party. Stevie goes through on the inside in the Raybrick Honda. The Autobacks Arta Honda down to 12th and looking like he's going to go further backwards with the weight on. Not carrying the weight very well. Firepower down the inside of Bradders, having a sneaky look, but again, that's not really an overtaking point. Firepower's got some good defensive skills here, but he just needs to practice his offensive skills, because he's just been a bit too ambitious with some of the moves, and some of the corners he's attacking to pass on some corners where you can't actually get past. So he needs to properly source proper good overtaking spots, and then try and set the car up. But again, it's something that he'll learn in time. Then we've got the group further down here. Intrepid 6th, Blake 7th, Bids to 8th, Techno 9th, Jamo 10th on the back of the group now. Jamo's closing up to the back of the group, 39s for Jamo, and everyone else in this group in the 42s because they're all battling. And also Intrepid and Bids that are heavy and still holding up other cars, as Blakeney still cannot get past Intrepid for the life of him. That Denso Cabelco Lexus has made it twice as wide. In fact, he's made it probably the size of the average luxury car that Lexus make, because they are wide things. The new Lexuses, as Bids to then defending from Techno, goes round the outside of him, just goes straight round the outside of him, gets the inside for the straight and goes through. Jamo trying to go through on the outside now, but Bids has taken the draft from Techno to try and keep ahead, but again with the weight on, it's not going to be easy. As Intrepid defends from Blake on the inside, and again Blake cannot find a way past the Denso Cabelco Lexus, but he's now switched back to the inside. Intrepid gave him a little nudge there, saying, excuse me, back to where you belong, sunshine, you're not getting past there. So we're on lap 25 of 30 here at Autopolis in the endurance race of round 3 of the LPB Super GT Championship by LPB Racing. Fantastic race this so far, and it's been a fantastic championship so far actually. The first 2 rounds have been absolutely phenomenal. The first race here as well, the sprint race, was brilliant as well, and this race is just like the others. Absolutely epic action here from Super GT, and we've been looking forward to this championship for a long time coming, and it's good to see that everyone is racing competitively. Even with it being an endurance race, it feels like a sprint as Techno and Blake close up to each other out of the hairpin. No way through is found. Stevie's pulled away from Uncle, and Uncle now has got Bradders and Firepower behind him, and Firepower needs to utilise this less fuel and better tyres to his advantage, but he can't quite. He can get close to him, but it looks like Firepower is struggling to find the offensive move to do on Bradders and Uncle. As TY closed up in the background as well, and he might end up lapping a few more people here while he's at it, so we'll have to see how he goes with that later on. Further up as well, Bids has been passed by Jamo, so Jamo gets past Bids then probably down the bottom of the hill with sort of less weight on than Bidster, because he's still got weight on. And Intrepid now, he's going to hold up his teammate or let him go, because if I were Intrepid with that amount of weight on, I'd let my teammate go if I were him. So we'll have to see how that turns out. But again, they are free to fight. There's no team orders as Jamo goes to the outside, as Techno and Intrepid defend the inside. And Intrepid's actually defending from his teammate now, which actually leaves the door open for Jamo to attack on the inside. So Intrepid is not helping his teammate out here at all as Jamo goes through on the inside, Techno down to 9th, and Bids to the opportunist, looking for a way through, but no way through is found. He still has to stay in 10th place. Turn 2. turn 3 and 4, the double left-hander, and into turn 5, the hairpin. Jamo looking down the inside of Intrepid, just having a tiny little look, just trying to put him under pressure. Further ahead, there's Blake. He's got clear of this group, he's trying to do what he can to pull away now. And then all these four still close together. Let's have a look at some more battles down the field. So we've got TY in the lead, he's approaching that battle in front as well. Got Red Bull from Seat 1. Seat 1's kept with Red Bull, but Red Bull's just starting to pull away now. Starting to put some fast laps in, but again, he's got to watch the fuel at the end, and Seat 1 has as well. Neil Farmack, 4th place, looking like he's going to bring over a steady 4th place, but Rodders is falling back with the tyre wear and not helping, and Blake is in 6th place, pulling away from this group of Intrepid, Jamo, Techno and Bidster all together. As we go up the hill through the complex section. Last sector of track very flowing as Bidster goes down the... Oh, Bidster looking down the inside of Techno as he goes wide, but again, no way through for Bidster. Just having a little poke of the nose, just trying to put the other car off, make him look in his mirror and think, whoa, okay. But luckily, Techno defends the inside as Stevie has a massive slide as we come under the bridge. And there's Firepower in 12th, Bradders in 13th, and Uncle is now down to 14th. So Uncle's being passed by Bradders and Firepower now, and TY is about to lap the struggling Uncle with his tyres. As Firepower and Bradders really now try and pull away from TY because they don't want to be lapped if they can avoid it, because there might be more places to make, because Firepower's actually passed Bradders as well, and Firepower's actually got the best tyres of most of the cars in the field. The only other car with tyre wear that's the same, that's better, is actually Jamo, and he's now at the head of this pack. He's passed both Intrepid and Techno. We missed that, but again we'll try and get that in the replays at the end for you. But Jamo then into 7th place, Intrepid down to 8th, teammate Techno now behind, and Bidster in 10th. So Intrepid holding on, but again it's not helped his teammate out at all, because Techno could have been up the road and gone by now, but unfortunately Intrepid not playing the team game and playing the solo game, wanting what's best for himself. So he's not letting him through, but again he's more than entitled to fight for himself, more than entitled to do that. There's TY, there he is approaching the back of Bradders and Firepower. He might have to lap his own teammate at this rate. We'll have to see how he's going, but Firepower is catching the other cars. So I wonder if TY will keep at a certain pace and try and just watch out as Bradders then. He'll get blue flags in a minute because he's got TY behind him. He'll hopefully should lift and let him pass, but he's not letting him pass just yet. Well, he's actually, well, that's the best way to do it. Go wide and go off track, and TY will take the inside line, lap him, and now the next target on TY's list is his own teammate of Firepower. Will TY play more of a team game? He probably will, because he's only standing in for Cyrex, and he has got a massive lead here. So we'll see if what Firepower can do. As TY then sticking with Bradders a little bit, just taking it nice and steady. There's Bradders. TY just ahead, taking it nice and steady out the last corner. So TY in the lead then. We'll have to see if he catches Firepower in the next few laps. Red Bull second, only just got out the hairpin, so definitely more than half a lap between the cars now. Seat 1 in 3rd, he's trying to stay with Red Bull, but Red Bull's still pulling away from him, only a little bit by a little bit after every lap. Neil Farmack in 4th, Rodders down in 5th place, Blakeney up to 6th and pulling away, and Jamo pulling away from the group behind him as well in 7th. And then we've got Intrepid, Bidster and Techno down the inside of Bidster as he's trying to defend his place from Bidster, who goes around the outside of him. Bidster's tyres not looking good at all, but he's still finding enough tyres left to fight. But Techno gets a good run at the corner and goes up the hill. Stevie then in 11th place, looking like he's catching that battle as well. Firepower actually, I dare say, Firepower's catching up to these lot as well. We'll have to see the next few laps how that goes, but TY might end up catching his teammate here, which would be sad because he's trying to catch the others up. As Techno then Techno's passed, so Intrepid has actually, unless he made a mistake, but Techno has passed Intrepid now, and Intrepid can now go, but it's a bit too late now to start making up other places. He should have really let Techno through earlier if he wanted to play the proper team game, but Intrepid now, fuel, that's what he's worrying about. Intrepid looking at fuel, he's got a fuel save, so that's probably why he's let him through. So he's got a fuel save now, as Techno's got way too much fuel in the car. He's got half a tank in there, so he probably didn't do himself any favours in this race as well, putting himself behind his teammate by putting too much fuel in. As Bidster's just about done it right, he should finish alright, but Intrepid has now got to finish this race with red fuel tank. He's got to go around an extra 2 laps, which might be possible, might not be possible. It's going to be very tight on fuel if he does. Meanwhile, TY is on his final lap now. TY on the final lap of his race, and he doesn't want to lap his teammate, but he might have to here. So I don't think Firepower is going to catch the cars in front just yet as TY goes wide, and that will actually allow Firepower to pull away a bit more. So unless he lets Firepower go around, he just stays behind him. They'll be in radio contact probably. So we'll have to see how that goes as the lap develops. Still Red Bull second, Seat 1 third, Neil fourth, Rodders in fifth. The closest battle on track is still between, let's have a look here, it's between Intrepid and Bidster, but again, Bidster right behind him, but Intrepid saving fuel here. He's got to try and save fuel. Bidster going right down to the inside. The enough's enough. Down the inside he goes to Intrepid. There's no contact. He just outbrakes himself. But Bidster is waiting for him. And I think Bidster thought he hit him. So Intrepid's coming through. He's trying to get through now. And now Intrepid's going to get lapped as well. But Bidster's letting Intrepid back through because he feels like he hit him, I think. So I don't think that there was contact. But now they will finish their race behind TY. So he's got not many corners left to try and get past him, and that'll be a saviour for Intrepid with the fuel as well. So, but I don't know why Bidster stopped there because there was no contact between the two. It was fairly on the inside. Intrepid just ran the car wide. But, well, weird stuff happening here. But, nevertheless, TY with the most dominant victory in LPB Racing for quite a long time. He's going to come across the line half a lap ahead of second place. In fact, more, yeah, exactly half a lap against second place. And lapping most of the field, TY takes victory here at Autopolis. Well done to TY. Intrepid finishes ahead of Bidster, close finish between them two. Bradders and Keith, it's just Bradders in 12th, ahead of Keith in 13th place as well. And now I'm going to keep track of people coming out the last corner, guys. So we've had a spinner out the last corner. Stevie's spun out the last corner. Where's Uncle? Stevie's there, he's in 14th and he's going to lose places. Uncle goes through and will go through as Stevie reverses across the line. Oh, I'm glad I got that on camera. Stevie reverses across the line and finishes in 16th. He'll be absolutely kicking himself with, but those rear tyres tell the story. Tyres were absolutely finished at that point. But Red Bull is going to come across the line for second place. Second place for Red Bull in the Automax Honda. A decent race for him. Well done to Red Bull on the podium. And second place goes to him. Seat 1's going to round off the podium for Calsonic Nissan. Well done to Seat 1 in a good third position, just finishing with fuel as well. Incredible finish there for Seat 1. And Neil Farmack takes 4th place in the race, just not missing out on the podium. And he goes across the line in 4th from the Wacos Lexus. Rodders is coming up to the last corner now. He is going to be in 5th place overall in this race. Coming around the last corner in the Motor car. And he takes 5th place in the race. Well done to the Motor driver. And the second Motor car is going to be in 6th place. Good position there for Blake, who's been caught by Jamo, but just gets across the line before him. And Jamo finishes maybe a second or so behind Blake. Well done to Jamo in 7th. Techno is going to finish in 8th place there, putting too much fuel in as well, but he could have finished a bit higher up. And Firepower is going to round off the 9 finishes on the same lap. So well done to everyone in that race. A fantastic race here at Autopolis. And what a brilliant win there for TY. But let's go to the replays of the race, followed by the results. Here are the replays of the second half of the race. Okay, here's a replay of something that happened on lap 17 to Seat 1. This did not help his battle with Neil. Here we go down the bottom of the hill. Watch this, goes into the corner. And then he goes out of it and then just catches the grass. Has a massive moment and luckily he tries to hold on to it. He almost hits the ball on the inside like Uncle did, but luckily holds on to it and he goes absolutely hopping, boing, 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 grass cutting. And he's now way down in 4th. Here's the second thing that happened to Stevie for him to go even further back. See, the tyre's just dead and the rear end overtakes the front. He gets on the grass, hopping over the grass. Luckily rejoined safely, but yeah, that is definitely time to come into the pits. And now here's a replay of what happened to Blakeney for him to lose time at his pit stop. So he goes into the pits here, goes in, and then I think he just misjudges the chicane, hits the pit lane wall on the way in, and then he loses precious seconds getting the car into the pits. Here's a replay of something that happened to Firepower and Keith on the way into the pits on lap 19. So you see they're coming in together, watch Firepower here, just goes in too fast, hits the pit lane wall, and Keith's like, whoa, okay, stop, hit the brakes, and that's what loses both cars more time. And also they've lost more time on the in-lap from having warm tyres. Here's a replay of something that happened to Stevie on lap 23, so the race isn't going his way because he goes wide through the exit of the complex section, goes very wide, and Uncle goes through, and then Bradders is left on to mount the attack. Okay, here's a replay of how Blakeney finally got past Intrepid after laps and laps and laps of trying. He goes round the outside at the bottom of the hill. Intrepid doesn't think he's going to do it, but then he cuts back to the inside, and Blakeney then just catches him napping. And Techno tries to go through as well around the outside. I think he's going to try and go around the outside, but Intrepid holds him off and resumes in 7th place. Now here's a move just further back than that, and Bradders got round Uncle with a nice move down the inside, catches Uncle unawares. Uncle turns in and realises there's a car there, and Bradders with a good move on the inside there to go up to 12, and then the Uncle has a massive twitch coming out the last corner, which means Firepower moves up to 13th. And now here's a replay of how Jamo eventually got past the Intrepid train. So here we go, he's around the last corner, he's putting the car on the inside. Just a little tap there, I think, to try and get past, but then he thought he gets past him. But Intrepid now is going to try and do a fight back. He's drafting him down the straight. His teammate will probably give him a help and give him a little push along as well. As we go down the straight, both the Denso cars helping each other out on the outside there, and then he tries to go around the outside of it on the brakes. It looks like he's done it, but then just at the last moment, Jamo gets very good traction on the inside and takes 7th place. Here is Stevie's last sort of, major mistake of the race. He goes round, and see the back end just goes round on him, and he just then hits the grass, full round in the middle of the road, and now he's quickly getting off the racing line while Firepower goes through there, and he's in the gravel, and then he rejoins right back down in 13th. And now here's a replay on board with Bidster for the incident at the hairpin on the penultimate lap. Watch this with Bidster. He goes down the inside, Intrepid's defending, but Bidster, see it, look, there's a car gap. There isn't actually any contact, but Intrepid goes off, but Bidster decides to wait anyway. We'll try and get another angle on that for you now. Yeah, here's another look at that then on board with Bidster, but let's go this time in slow motion. So let's pause it here, and we'll go up in steps. So you can see here that Bidster is alongside. Intrepid spotted him, he's giving room, he's not come across anymore. And then as we go into the corner, Intrepid's just naturally drifting across. Bidster spots this and just gives him a bit more room, but then you see Intrepid is moving across to now the cars are together, but they're not actually close enough to make contact just yet. They're very close though, very, very close. But then Intrepid, it's like all of a sudden he spots Bidster's actually going for it, and then moves over to the right hand side to sort of give himself a bit of a better line into the corner. But as he does so, it's too late, and you see there the car is about to go straight on. If we just hurry up this fast forward a bit more, and then we can see Intrepid then just goes wide and Bidster goes through. But Bidster obviously clearly thought that there was some kind of contact between the cars and didn't want to risk having a push to pass. So Bidster then doing the honourable thing and waiting for Intrepid. And now we look at the final replay with Stevie, who ends up spinning out of the last corner. So he's going to come around here, he's going to spin somehow. Let's see if he just gets on the power too much. Then the car he just gets on the power too much again. The car goes into the wall on the inside, round he goes. And then he's thinking, oh God, this car's coming, what do I do? And he thinks, right, reverse, go, go, go. But by the time he gets to the line, Will and Uncle have already gone through, and he finishes last. That was the second half of the race replays, and now we are heading to the results. So it is TY who takes victory. Well done to TY in the endurance race. Good victory for him, with Red Bull in second place. And then it's Seat 1 rounding off the podium in third. Neil Farmack taking fourth in his Lexus. Rodders in fifth, with Blakeney in sixth, his teammate just behind him there. Jamo in seventh. We've got Techno finishing in eighth place, as you go over the page. Then it's Firepower ninth. Intrepid in 10th, with Bidster in 11th. All them a lap down now. Bradders in 12th, 13th for Keith. Uncle down in 14th, with Will in 15th, and Stevie not having the best race in 16th place. Fastest lap goes to TY, so for win and the fastest lap, a 1:37.2. And now we go on to the driver's standings after round 3. It is Cyrix in the lead of the championship, then on 71 points, thanks to TY's winning his car. So it is Bidster on second on 68, with Seat 1 on 65 in third. Fourth place is Intrepid, Jamo and Rodders, because they're all on 64 points, so equal there. Neil Farmack on 62 in 7th, with Uncle on 61 in 8th. 59 for Techno in 9th, 56 for Red Bull in 10th. We've got Blake on 42 with Firepower on 40, Keith on 26 with Stevie on 23. We've got Brothers on 20 and 15th place, and 16th place for Will, not having the best season so far, but hopefully his season will pick up. And now we move on to the team standings. It is Calsonic Nissan on 133 in the lead of Denzo Cabelco on 123. We've got Autobax on 117 with Craft Sports on 111, with Motor Tech Nissan on 106. Zent Lexus are on 99. We've got the Wacos Lexus team on 82 points, with Very Big Honda trailing on 49 points. So then, as we come back from the results and replays of the race, there is your winner, TY. Fantastic win in the Craft Sports car. He's only filling in for Cyrex in this one as well, but fantastic win there for TY. An incredible race, and Cyrex is going to be very happy about having full weight on next time. So incredible stuff there. And we will see you guys all next time for our special event of the season, which will be at Brands Hatch GP circuit. So we are taking a break from Japan and going to Brands Hatch in Great Britain. So we'll see you over there at Brands Hatch. Take care, everyone. Thank you all for watching that endurance race from Autopolish. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LPB Racing as well. Really does help out our channel. And next time, everyone, it's going to be round 4 from Brands Hatch, the special event. Race 1 is the sprint race. We'll see you then.